for South Africa. Two very different players, Andrew Hall and Graeme Smith. And it's interesting to see how Graeme Smith goes about his business when facing Patan, whether he moves around the crease or stays and plays a more orthodox role, which one would suggest he's going to do today, Ravi.
Yes, because the target for South Africa is not a big one. 189 to get, plenty of overs in hand. In fact, they've got the full 50 overs to get it. We all know there may be some due later on, which might not work in favour of the Indians. A win here for South Africa will give them the lead in the one-day series, so Smith will be aware of all that. Captain of the side, and already at the age of 24, one of South Africa's leading batsmen.
And very experienced these days, playing his 72nd game. Average just a shade under the 40 mark, strike rate healthy as well. Of course, should they win tonight, they can't lose the series. We've been talking about the fact that they're playing huge finals, two huge finals. The last two games, that's exactly what they are. Andrew Hall, average of 22, strike rate tidy. Agaka it is to Smith. And Agaka oversteps first up. How often it is, that sets a trend right at the start. You can see Agaka's face. He's very disappointed with that, as he should be. But let's hope that the rest of his teammates haven't slumped their shoulders a little bit.
Yes, I think the body language of the Indians will be interesting to see in these first 15 minutes. You can see Dravid geeing his players on. They need to strike early if they have to have any chance in this contest. And they've got to play good tight cricket. Can't afford to give extras by way of no balls and wides.
Always walked across as Graeme Smith, and that's basically hit the back of the bat. You won't find that defensive stroke in too many coaching manuals.
Yes, just looking to use the pace of the bowler. Playing early. Does get across when he's playing the quicks. Initial movement with the back foot.
Whip that away. Chases on, the outfielder's obviously got a little bit heavy and a bit slower, but it's still got enough to go for 4.
Yes, he gets into a good position here, the South African captain. Nice way to get off the mark. Gets across his stumps and then plays late. Allows the ball to swing a bit. And then good work with the wrists. Always a good feeling to get off the mark in that fashion.
If we think back of the game in Bangalore, South Africa lost 3 wickets early, 3 soft dismissals. Smith was one, A.B. de Villiers another, and Jacques Kallis another. Which really had India with their tails up. If that was to happen tonight in front of this capacity crowd of somewhere around about 100,000 people, then the pressure would be enormous out there for the visitors. Are you still going for the 30 or 40 runs the crowd makes?
I would imagine so, 30 runs at least. But ideally, from India's point of view, they would have wanted 225, 230. Just to be on the other side of 200 does make a difference. They're not playing today, Antini.
Just flicking the pad. Oh, and a wide called as well. I suppose you can't blame the umpire. You're not going to hear too much out in the middle.
There was a sound. That's why the bowler was surprised why it was being called.
A very tough call for umpires in these sort of conditions. Of course, South African batsman, the out-and-out batsman that is, weakened tonight with A.B. de Villiers not playing. It's really just Smith, Ashwell Prince who's not well, and Kallis who are the frontline strikers. The rest are all-rounders. Sub has been called, by the way, we understand. Peterson is in the lineup. Andre Nell has been benched. Loud scream of wait twice from Smith. Good stuff from Harbhajan.
Well, they'll have to throw themselves around the Indians like Harbhajan has done here. They need good fielding to back the bowling. Good effort.
And I think, Ravi, also an indication that you can't hear too much in the middle. Both players, Smith and Hall, putting their gloves up with the stop sign. Half a dozen off that first over. 6 for none. It's been a series so far of surprise batting orders. Pathan surprised a few by batting at the start of the Indian innings. Only a couple of balls, though. Callis is listed to come in 3 today, then Prince. I know that there was some thought. It looks like Jacques Callis. That's certainly his bat. Just behind him with the yellow grip with that extra bit of the top of the handle. Looks like he's got the pads on, so he's going to be coming at number 3, I would suggest. Pathan will get a little bit of swing. Hall's got himself off the mark. I know that there was a little bit of a thought from the South African camp that the super sub, Robin Peterson, might come in and have a bit of a dip at number 3, but I guess the total not being anything severe, they've decided to go with the orthodox lineup.
Yes, there's no need to experiment from South Africa's point of view. What India need is this man to again pick up some early wickets. He did the damage in Bangalore. Just like Pollock today, Pathan took 3 in his opening spell.
This is the head-to-head that we've been focusing on a lot throughout the series. He doesn't mind him there, Smith. He's put that away for a boundary. Round 1 to Smith.
Yes, it was almost as if he was expecting it. Onto this in a flash. Keeps it down too. And he has this ability to hit the boundaries early on.
South Africa will be only too aware that at around about 8:15, extremely the time, local time, that the dew starts to come into play here in India. It's about 5 minutes to 7 local time now. That will obviously make the job for India, if they've got wickets in hand, so much more difficult. It's good running.
Yes, not quite getting the length right as yet, Pathan. A little bit on the shorter side. Smith doesn't mind it because he likes to stay on the back foot. So he's got to try and get it up, see if there's some swing there for him.
It's a very good delivery. He sometimes just plants, in fact often just plants that front foot, Andrew Hall, which will give Pathan a bit of a sniff.
Yes, nice shape. That ball just coming back in. He's got to use his 10 overs here to try and take wickets. That should be his main aim, even if he goes for runs. That's more the length. No ball signal. No, in fact, no, it's the end of the over. 12 for no loss.
South Africa needed to go at 4.1 at the start of the innings. They've got the run rate up already. Bit more exercise from umpire Jay Prakash.
You can see what he's trying, Agarkar, to get the ball up and into the left-hander.
That is where he can't bowl. Slightly short and slightly wide. He'll get hammered by Smith.
Well, that's a tremendous shot, and it's put pressure on Agarkar straight away, trying to overcompensate here, getting outside the off stump. Well, that's good enough for Smith to free his arms. Again, a little bit on the shorter side, but extremely well struck. Great balance when he played it. He's a big man, Graham Smith.
Chase that one. Hasn't got everything on it. The outfielder's a little bit slower than it was earlier today, but it still runs away for 4 back-to-back boundaries for Smith.
Well, a mixed bag so far from Agarkar. He knows it. He's shaking his head. Not quite getting the line right. He's a tall man, but really reached out for that one. His eyes lit up when he saw that length. Raced away to 17.
And 9 runs off the over with just 2 legitimate deliveries. I guess he's quite fortunate he's about 6'4", Smith, otherwise he wouldn't have reached that last boundary. Straighter this time, as you'd expect from Agarkar. Whipped away, Smith wants 2.
He's giving Agarkar real problems. Agarkar knows that if he bowls into the stumps, Smith very strong on the onside. He walks across the stumps, likes to work it in that direction towards square leg. In trying to compensate, he's bowled outside the off stump. And he's been hit for 2 boundaries already in this over, 11 runs.
It's the most expensive over of the match so far, halfway through. Timed that beautifully. Just the one though. Nice to see and also hear that the Indian players are encouraging their bowlers. They know this hasn't been the perfect of starts. South Africa will be delighted with the way they've got off here. It's absolutely essential that they don't drop their shoulders here, drop their heads at all, the Indians. Played and missed at the last ball of the over, but a dozen runs coming from it. 24 for no loss. At the same time, India had already lost 1 wicket. They would lose another one in this over as well. Pathan. A couple of nights ago, of course, this wasn't possible at all due to the monsoons, torrential rain in Chennai. Rest assured, there is zero chance of any rain tonight in Kolkata. It is a magnificent sight, Ravi.
It's a huge crowd, 100,000 people packed in here. What they want to see is India competing, getting some early wickets, putting the pressure on.
Slice that away for 4.
Well, he's in a hurry at the moment, the South African captain. But this is a much better length from Pathan. Smith reaching out. Anything, it was a little on the wider side, it allowed him to free his arms.
Yes, he's going to chase, he's going to slash at anything wide. He's a very difficult batsman when he's in form to bowl to. Again, it's wide. And then again, if you're bowling things straight to Smith, he's likely to whip you through a straighter mid-wicket. And of course, we'll be waiting for anything slightly short on this slower tracks. Really, you've just got to bowl consistently, like a Sean Pollock did to Sachin Tendulkar. That's what you've got to do, swing it away a fraction from the left-handed Smith and just bowl that nice channel with a couple of catches, which is what Dravid's got at the moment.
Let's look to draw him forward. Every time Pathan's tried that, the line has not been quite right.
He's getting some swing.
He's a big man. You mentioned Mike, he's 6 feet 4 inches tall. He does crouch in his stance. Remember when he started, he had quite a wide stance. And now you can see the legs spread apart so that he can stay low.
That's what I was talking about, a little bit straighter. Wept away leg side. He's going to get a couple. He's running hard. He'll be thinking about 3. And a loud scream of no. He's also an interesting batsman to describe as well. He's not someone you'd call a classic timer of the ball.
Yes, with him you see more force. There's power, there's muscle. You know, there's a presence about him in the middle.
Yeah, I think that's the word, Ravi. Presence. There's a real presence. From the moment he started playing for South Africa, he let people know that he was around. He wasn't shy of the odd word of the opposition. And then, of course, soon after, followed up with those 2 magnificent double hundreds in the UK, and that made people really sit up and take notice. It's not an orthodox technique, but gee, it's effective. End of the 4th over, 6 from it, 30 for no loss. Africa have their run rate up to 7.5 to the over at this early stage. Agaka, 2 overs, none for 18. He's under pressure.
He's bowled much better to Andrew Hall than he is to Graham Smith. Beat Hall twice in the last over. Does concede runs at times, but has the knack of picking up wickets.
In this scenario here, Andrew Hall will be feeling a little bit uneasy right now. Graham Smith has faced 20 balls and got 26 runs. Andrew Hall, I think everyone knows, is an aggressive batsman. He's now faced 7 balls for 1. There's a very intimidating environment here at Eden Gardens. He needs to just slow down a little bit, slow to his pace. He doesn't have to get after bowling. You can see with that last shot that he played, he's just a little bit agitated. The runs are coming fine as far as South Africa is concerned. He can settle down. Probably just saw a nod of the head from Graham Smith at the non-striker's end. Bit of encouragement in Afrikaans as well.
Now Andrew Hall, how long will he be patient? That's the question to be asked, because he'll be itching to break free. Still to get 100. He's got 250s with a career best of 81.
I would suggest he's probably batted in about every single spot in the lineup as well, Andrew Hall. Past the outside edge, a little bit of a shake, a nice shake from Magaka. This is a very good over from him so far.
Nice position of the seam as well. Just drawing him forward. Now that's what happens when you get the opportunity to bowl 3 or 4 balls at one player. You tend to get your line right, the length as well. But when the strike rotates, if you have a right hand, left hander, that's when Agarkar could have problems.
Slashed that one in there for a while, but it went quickly down the third man. And Andrew Hall retains the strike. Just 1 run offered over from Magaka. Terrific stuff. 31 for no loss. There are some 4,000 security personnel on the ground today. A couple enjoying a cup of tea. There's a bottom edge under the thigh pad from Hall. Not quite as short as what he anticipated.
Yeah, speaking the wrong length, really not using that crease to get back, give him that extra bit of time.
Holding its line that time, not swinging back to Andrew Hall.
He's had a share of luck. The ball has gone past the outside edge on a few occasions. It's late on that shot.
I was mentioning that Andrew Hall's probably batted in most positions in the lineup. Which, Ravi, I guess that that's something you'd know all about. Am I correct in saying in Test matches, Vindy, you've batted in every position bar 1?
Number 11. Yes, and it's never easy, especially when you're not settled at one number. If you are settled and then every now and then you change, it's fine. And if you get up in the morning and don't know which number you're going to bat at, then I promise you it's a problem.
Again, sliced down the third man, just the one.
In a way, I think today it didn't pay off for India, sending Pathan up the order. But the fact that they're prepared to experiment, be flexible, I think is positive. Irfan Pathan asked to open the batting today, missed out. I think more because of the conditions that prevailed there once Dravid lost the toss.
A leg slip in position now. Width again from Pathan. Yeah, I think it's admirable that, I think we all know, those who follow cricket know that India is one of the places where the power plays can really be utilised properly. And I think that's very admirable that India decided to use a bit of flexibility, experiment a bit. Certainly has come off in just about every game except today.
I think his form is crucial. Sachin Tendulkar adds a lot of weight to this Indian side when he's scoring runs. Once again, it's the onside for Smith. Very, very strong in that area. 34 for no loss.
India are all the twos at this stage, 22 for 2. They lost another one before the 10th over was completed as well. So everything going on nicely. Run rate at 5.5 with Smith scoring the bulk of them. And catching short on the leg side. Which, to be honest, has got to be a standard field placing, whether you're a test match or a one-dayer. You've got to have a man in that position. England did it a couple of times with Graham Smith. It may not dismiss him. You may not get a catch there, but it's going to get him thinking a lot.
Yes, because he comes hard at the ball. He's a strong man. He attacks the ball when he's looking to punch it on the onside off the back foot. And a lot of times it does go uppish in that area.
And of course what that does do is allows the bowler to be a little bit straighter. Now Smith, we know, will look to work a ball from just outside the line of the off-stump leg side, a bit like David Boone did in the old days. But if you've got a man catching mid-wicket, he can bowl a little bit straighter. A.B. de Villiers and Justin Kent pretty relaxed off the park. I'd suggest tomorrow might be a big day for that man. Test squad is being announced to go to Australia. There was some thought that he might nail that number 6 position in the test squad. Oh, there was movement all over the place. More movement than a Swiss watch from Smith and also Agarkar.
Good job. He didn't end up releasing the ball. Smith had moved right across the stumps. He's in a position now, even if Agarkar bowls on, say, off stump, he'll work him on the onside. That's what he exactly did. Anticipating the ball to be there.
Yeah, there's a problem with the footholds as opposed to seeing Smith move. Oh, there we go. There's a little bit of stress on the ankle, right ankle. Coming back to the second, Smith. It's good running.
Now that's good positive running, and the captain leading the way. It's really the first run that makes the second one possible. Runs that hard. The moment there's a misfield, he's off.
Nicely played. Mid-on was extremely wide. That went through the region where a standard mid-on would be positioned. It's gone for 4.
Now this is a very good shot, and Smith would like actually to play this shot more often than he does. It's the full face of the blade. Normally he works the ball on the onside. I feel he'll be a much better player if he can do this more often. Good batting.
And a good example of the intelligence of Smith when he's batting. Knew mid-on was very wide. Right there.
I think, Mike, he's settled in really nicely into the captaincy role. He got the job when he was young. There were changes happening in South African cricket. But he's stood the test.
Unlike those boots.
Yes, it's a real mess there for Agarkar. Just coming back to Smith, I think he's going to get better and better. The fact that he's getting runs at the top of the order does help. The test for him, though, will be Australia. But I'm sure if he gets through that, we'll see a lot of him for a long time.
End of the over. 6 from that as well. 39 for no loss. Seven overs gone, 39 for no loss at the moment at the same stage. India were 23 for 3 in the commentary box now for the next half hour. Laxman Shivaramakrishnan and Robin Jackman.
Thanks, Mike. Just the start South Africa wanted, just the start India didn't want. They needed to make early inroads. They haven't done it yet. Just wonder what Andrew Hall's thinking. Listening to Mike and Ravi saying it's not easy batting when the bloke the other end seems to score off every ball and you can't lay a bat on it. Real test of patience. Just wonder what this communication is about. We might never know, but it's delaying play, and they're heading off to chat with a bucket. I would say that must be full of sawdust. Oh, why that took so long? But maybe they couldn't find him. Not the sort of start that India wanted, Chivi.
Certainly not. They've been a little wayward. There has been some swing in the air. Conditions very much favouring the fast bowlers. And the Indians very well knew that they had to pick up early wickets. Agarkar hasn't bowled well. And having said that, I must admit that Graham Smith hasn't let the Indian bowlers bowl well at all. He's played some fantastic shots, rattling up the Indian bowlers. I think it doesn't stay stationary in one place at the crease. He keeps moving around, making it that much difficult for the bowlers. And it will get tougher and tougher as we progress into the night, with the dew factor coming in. Looks like South Africa are going to have a nice night. Robin?
It's always a little too early to say because we all know the vagaries of this game, but certainly the way that Smith's played so far, I mean, that's dead straight. It's nothing middle at, but he's hit it for 4. And then the bouncer, which he dispatched back with a square. And a little bit of width. An imposing player to bowl to. And a bit more width. Went in the air, but 4 more. Not the easiest to bowl to.
What Bramseth actually needs is end halt to rotate strike. Sometimes the batsman can lose momentum, lose his timing. He's been in awesome form. Got 48 in the first match in very quick time. That's it about the pace for the South Africans. Was dismissed early in Bangalore, but here he's looking threatening. Bramseth.
Time battling with his footwear in terms of standing up on his delivery. He's there for Hall to drive, but didn't time it very well. See, it wasn't sawdust that went down there, it was grass cuttings. Let's see whether this front foot slides at all as it lands. No, not bad. He's got to run here because it's gone just a little wider mid-off.
The Indians have got to try something different. Both Agarkar and Pathan having made the new ball count. Maybe it's time for RP Singh to come in. Also get the feeling that if they don't pick up the wicket, I think they should not take the power plays and try and get their spinners as early as possible. Ian Fraser out there helping. Beg your pardon, that's John Gloucester. We'll be having a word with Ajit Agarkar. Ian Fraser is the man who's been working with the body movements of the Indian players. Again, some swing on the previous occasion.
Agarkar's been much happier bowling at Hall, where he could just the standard delivery which swings away slightly from the right-hander. He was able to find a channel. It's very difficult to find a channel bowling to Smith. As you bowl straight, you go through mid-wicket. A little bit of width and you're in trouble. End of the over. 8 gone, 40 without loss. Contrast there. 33 to Smith from 30 deliveries, 4 to Hall from 19, 40 without loss at a rate of 5 and over. And already Peterson substituted into the team at the expense of Nell, and RP Singh comes into the attack. Not a bad record, 7 matches, 11 wickets, economy rate of under 4.5. Can he strike a line and length straight away? Punch down the third man.
Suresh Raina on the field for Ajit Agarkar. Super sub Murli Karthik inside. It will be a difficult ask for him to come and bowl under these circumstances, defending a small score. South Africa off to a good start. The conditions are going to get worse for the bowlers, especially for a spinner.
Interesting to see when the towels come out in order to dry the ball. There's been talk of the due really becoming effective at around about 8:15. I'm fascinated to know why. Halfway through the night. It's been dark for a couple of hours already. Slow bouncer.
Well, Daryl Harper from square leg was indicating something to Jayaprakash. It's one for the over. We'll take another look. If that was okay, should have been a wide.
Well, he's 6'4", Smithy. Looked clearly over the top of his head to me. Pick it up in a minute. Electric ball. Oh no, let somebody else pick it up.
It's been quite impressive. 7th match for Rudra Pratap Singh. It's already turned in a match-winning performance, 4 for 35. He's also named in the Indian Test team to play against Sri Lanka. But they've got to create a miracle here, the Indians.
It's burst through backward point's hands, and Smith's taken on the second. Hall's in, the ball comes to, and had it hit, it might have been quite tight. Mohammad Kaif, the fielder.
Sums up everything. You never see this. Through the legs from Yuvraj Singh. Then Mohammad Kaif and Yuvraj Singh to the ball. Yuvraj gets there first. A lot of excitement. Would have been touch and go. Had there been a direct hit. Mohammad Kaif was disappointed.
My apologies for the misidentification. 43 without loss. 146 from 41 overs required. All 10 wickets intact.
Well, Smith has found the gaps. Andrew Hall is just finding the fielders. 21 balls for his 5, but he's doing the important thing as far as South Africa are concerned. They still haven't lost a wicket. India at this stage with 33 for 3. Never really recovered.
Straight to the fielder again. This time no mistake by Yuvraj Singh.
Encouraging the bowlers all the time. The crowd were almost 100,000. We can't hear anything from them. Just waiting for a wicket to fall. Very quiet.
That's up in the air, hasn't got all of it, but enough to clear. Harbhajan Singh at square leg, and 2 to Hall.
Good thinking by Pathan. Andrew Hall has the tendency to plonk his front leg forward. In no position to play the hook shot. It was in the air, but the miscue was good enough to carry it past Harbhajan Singh. But just for a moment, there have been a few butterflies in his tummy. Getting to the 10th over. Have to see what Rahul Dravid does. Does he take the second power play? Does he bring on Harbhajan Singh without taking the power play so he can put his fielders around if Graham Smith is going after him?
I think he probably will, should he? Because it's not as if both batsmen are firing and the score's got completely out of hand.
Another way of looking at it is if South Africa are to achieve it, they would probably achieve it in 45 overs. So you could afford not to take one power play at some point of time.
Yeah. You're right. There's another conversation going on. It looks like a happy one anyway. Just 2 from the over. 45 without loss. Without loss then. We're just waiting to find out whether Rahul Dravid is taking the second power play. And that's confirmation that he is. Still a slip held in position. Remember, there doesn't have to be a slip, but India need wickets. Pulled away by Smith. He has played very well in this innings so far.
Well, as Ravi Shastri did mention a few times that he's a big man, but for a big man he gets into positions very quickly. And no half measures. When he hits the ball, it stays hit. Boundary number 7 for Graham Smith.
Oh, he's missed this one. Straight to the fielder at mid-wicket. I get the impression that Graham Smith was able to pull that previous ball for 4 because it looks as if he stands reasonably deeply in the crease. So it's just a question of standing up straight without having to move back to hit the short ball. He just stands up straight and hits it on the swivel. He's a good 1.5 foot inside the crease, so from there doesn't have to move back. To hurry, does.
Brings up the 50 for South Africa. It's been a good opening partnership between these two. Graham Smith, the more dominant partner. Small little milestones along the way to achieve the target. 189 the target for South Africa. It's come in quick time, just 64 balls. I must say I'm pleased to see Andrew Hall leaving deliveries that deserve it, i.e. the right length, the right line. It means there's good communication between the two batsmen. It means that he's not feeling phased that there's only one bloke scoring. How long can he keep that patience? Been extremely patient. Andrew Hall played the marathon innings in the Test match when he was here last year in Kanpur.
There you go. 5 off the over. 50 without loss. So 50 without loss then, 40 of them to Smith, 7 to Hall. Nearly Kartik has come onto the field. The Turbinator's about to bowl. Now, what purchase can he get before the dew comes down in exactly 40 minutes' time? Economy rate of just over 4. It's outstanding for a spinner. Slip and a silly point to Smith, who's looked very imposing while he's been out there. Remember, they're in the power play, so only 2 can be out of the 30-metre circle. That's a deep mid-wicket and a deep backward square leg, and that confirms the super sub, Nearly Kartik, on the field. Oh, has he dropped that, or has it not carried? I have a feeling it didn't carry.
Great start for Harbhajan, just a hint of turn. In good position of the seam, the ball dipping on the batsman. Can't tell from that angle.
Bounce there from Harbhajan. This is going to be a fascinating passage of play. Who's going to win this battle of wits? Is Smith going to suddenly say, I'm not going to allow him to bowl at me with somebody catching at silly point?
The cricket delivery not turning from Harbhajan Singh. Maybe carrying on with the angle. The intention was to play to mid-off. Thick part of the inside edge. Good effort by Harbhajan. Already seeing a lot of variety in the speeds from Harbhajan Singh. He's got to mix it up, especially to a player like Graham Smith, who loves the ball to come onto the bat.
That's the sweeper. We'll get him one.
Bit of a shuffle then, fetching it from outside the line of off stump, Graham Smith. The sweep shot does put off the spinners. Most spinners, because it's played from a length. There'll be a lot more attacking for Andrew Hall. Harbhajan Singh will change to over the stumps. Slip and a short leg. Indication of the Indians expecting the ball to turn.
So the two men out for the right-hander, deep mid-wicket and deep backward square. Just one from the over so far. There's now somebody, one of the ball boys sitting right in front of the side screen. He's been asked to move. Standing over. Swung from it. 51 without loss. Overs gone then. 51 without loss, South Africa. We just need 138 now from 38 overs to go 2-1 up in this series. Really interesting field for Rapi Singh on the offside. Area there that we're closing in on with our cameras, where those three guys are between the two outside, isn't more than about 20 yards, I shouldn't think. Or 20 metres for the metric. That's a wide. So they're reckoning on Smith on bowling that side of the stumps. Just overdid a little bit there and ended up bowling a wide. We want him to hit the ball square rather than straight. All the time keeping a slip in place. That's it. That's where they want to try and get him. And that very nearly carried.
He's disappointed, sets himself very high standards, Yuvraj Singh. It was struck firmly. Oh, fantastic effort. Did well to get there. Would have been a beauty had he taken it.
Continue with this attack. Is Smith going to continue to launch himself at it?
Well, we're talking about the dew factor. Robin, and a couple of balls ago from Brilliance Singh, we saw a puff of dust up here as the ball hits the ground, and that doesn't happen when there is dew. The surface is still dry. I think that's one of the reasons why we're not seeing the hand towels come out. Only Rahul Dravid's got a hand towel.
Has he got it over the keeper? Yes, he has, and should get a couple.
How close was that? Gloved it for sure. Dhoni was thinking about it. Good surprise element in that delivery. Just out of the reach of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Was in two minds whether to run back or lead back. Did the latter.
here. Has it pitched on and straightened? Umpire says no. Let's find out why.
But I heard a big inside edge. Pitching outside the line of leg stump. Can't be given, no matter what happens after that. Good decision. First pad first and then the bat. A very good one from Prakash.
Useful over. 57 without loss.
Angle.
.57 without loss, then 13 overs gone. South Africa still in the driving seat. Fascinating over from Harbhajan Singh. His first over. This time Smith away early in the over. The right-hander will have the strike. On strike in the commentary box, Arun Lal and Ravi Shastri.
Thank you, Robin. The run rate just dipping a bit in the last few overs, but no problems for South Africa whatsoever. They've got all their wickets intact. They can afford to take time. Harbhajan Singh bowling literally with a test match feel, and rightly so.
Beautifully bowled. He didn't have a clue there. The ball going away from him. So the spinners are still a force. Due or no due. If you're a bowler of Harbhajan's caliber, you'll always be a threat. There's the invitation to go over the top. They're not taking it. They're not best for anything at the moment. 58 without loss. They're just doing it at a canter. Both have got well set. They know that they have wickets intact. They'll find it very easy to overhaul 189. The Indians have to make all the play. They have to get wickets. And lots of them. They've got to bowl them out. They can't hope to restrict them.
It's 60 for no loss. .60 for no loss. Smith doing the bulk of the scoring. 46 out of the 60 is on strike.
Such a dangerous player, Smith. Very difficult to bowl to. He's always doing something. You can't even bowl very straight to him because he keeps working it onto the onside. He's a big man. Doesn't even need to go onto the back foot. He just comes forward. Because of his height, he can just punch it onto the onside.
Well, he finds the gap on this occasion. That should get him to a half century. Very fine innings this from the South African captain. Leading from the front, and the dressing room know it.
Just the perfect beginning for the South Africans. 189 to get, 50 to Smith, unbeaten. He's such an important member of this South African scheme of things. In the beginning, just provides the momentum. Plays very freely, very positively. 50 of 50 balls in a partnership of 64.
Yes, he's paced this innings extremely well. It's a different game when Smith is on strike as compared to when Hall is on strike.
That's the scoring areas, very square. Not a lot straight on the straight field. Very, very strong with the pull and the cut. A lot of square drives. In fact, he cuts the ball square off the front foot. The bat just turning in his hands. He has that closed bat face in his stance. Sometimes he's prone to be playing with that closed bat face. But he makes the adjustments at the right time.
It's a good line he's bowling, R.P. Singh. He's been impressive right through this one-day series. Just get the feeling his action seems to be improving all the time. He will get quicker as a bowler. Tall man, getting closer to the stumps than he did when he first started. And also trying a few different things, Arun.
Absolutely, Ravi. He's got a lot of rhythm about him. He's not hurried, he's not unwieldy. Very composed. That's why he can maintain a good line and length. 15 gone, it's 64 without loss.
.64 for no loss. There the fourth fiesta for the man of the series. A few players in contention there. Graham Smith would be one. Yuvraj Singh, he's had a good series. So 125 required from 35. Power play being taken. Harbhajan Singh bowling now with a slip and a forward short leg.
Just a bit of excitement there because Hall went right across his stumps. But made decent enough contact to get a couple. The third power play has also been taken. Some would argue that it's not required because you don't expect this game to go to the 50th over. So you need not take the third power play. Whereas Rahul is in his mindset. Almost chopped that on. I was talking about Rahul Dravid trying to attack and take wickets, so you might as well get it out of the way. If you are going to have just 2 out of the 30 yards, you might as well get it out of the way.
That's very good bowling. That was tossed up. He's getting turned. So in the last over, Andrew Hall not quite picking the top spinner. So you might just see Harbhajan slipping a couple of top spinners in quickly. 3 off breaks on the trot.
And not wanting to go onto the front foot, Andrew Hall trying to play him off the wicket. Trying to read him off the wicket. Harbhajan has been in consistent good form throughout the one-day matches that we've seen throughout Sri Lanka and now South Africa. You know what to expect from him. You can count on him to deliver.
Swat that away fine. You have to wait for the umpire's signal. Two runs there to end the over. 16 overs have been bowled. 68 for no loss and drinks being called for. .68 for no loss. Drinks being taken at the moment, but South Africa going along nicely. Over 4 runs per over. Graham Smith, 50 out of those 68. He's batted quite superbly. And Arun looked in great touch from the outset. Middle of the ball, played on either side of the wicket. Got into good positions and as always strong off the back foot.
Yes, again, not too much foot movement, but he's such a strong man. Beautiful, and he's been very, very positive. He came in, he knew it's a small total, and if he could attack the Indians, that would have some head drooping. Good shots. That was pulled off the front foot, just the chance for a weight. And that was what brought up his 50. Well deserved.
You see 4 bowlers used by India. India still to take a wicket, and now spin being introduced at both ends. Harbhajan Singh got spin in his 3 overs. Now Murali Karthik being introduced into the attack. Super sub.
.26 wickets in his 27 games so far. This is 28th. Last game he had a terrific performance, 10 overs, 16 runs, but didn't get a wicket. kept it very tight. The spinners were getting some assistance there. That was in Bangalore, but here, different conditions.
Rahul Dravid will be thinking that if they'd not lost some early wickets and got to a score of around 230, 240, you could have had a really good match on your hands. At this stage, wickets is the order of the day for the home team.
That was well fielded. Timed his dive to perfection. He enjoyed it. Full stretch. One slip in place for Smith. They've got to vary it a bit, Karthik, the trajectory. Not allow Smith to really get settled.
That's beaten Sehwag.
That's an interesting shot. Making room for himself, Smith, not wanting to play it square. Just left the wickets, gave himself room and just punched it straight back past the bowler on mid-on.
Not diving this time, Sehwag. Well, you can see the body language of the Indians now just showing that South Africa are on top at this stage, 75 for no loss. India was 64 for 4. That was the problem. South Africa comfortably placed. Good footwork. Very positive, Smith. That's gone the distance. First 6 of the match.
Good use of the feet there, reaching the pitch of it. It didn't matter which way the ball would turn because he played it very straight. Beautifully done. Good clean hit for 6. And then very next delivery. Very predetermined. Went onto the back foot almost before the ball was delivered. This is the 6. Great footwork, and nothing can be better than hitting it straight over the head.
It's a big proportion of the runs coming in boundaries and sixes. 42 of the 62. Again, the sweep and superb placement. Two fielders behind the umpire on the onside. And he still found the gap.
He's really playing a fabulous innings, pacing it perfectly. Aggression interspersed with some discretion. This is perfectly placed. Getting his foot right across and then finding the space to ease it through the two fielders to the fence. That was the leading edge.
Of the over, 85 for no loss. To win for South Africa. Murali Karthik continuing. Andrew Hall is in 15 of 44. And he doesn't need to be in any hurry whatsoever. The Smiths in total control. The crowd are just about beginning to realize that.
Yes, indeed. Already started getting fidgety, the crowd. Some of them wanting to beat the exiting rush. Some of them, the writing's on the wall. A bit early in the day, wouldn't you say, Ravi?
For the loss. That's in the air, falling short of the man. It's Grenwick. It's not easy to pick the ball quickly when you're fielding in the deep and it comes out of the crowd.
Bit of turn. Little extra bounce as well. Top edge not really carrying.
And you can see the first few drops of dew. So that's why I think Dravid trying to get as many overs of spin out of the way. Didn't quite get hold of it. He'll still get a single and keep the strike. 87 for no loss. Overs have been bowled, 76 for 5 India were. South Africa 87 for no loss. You see Smith constantly working out ways to try and upset the rhythm of Harbhajan. Not afraid to use his feet as well.
Just a bit of change in the field. He's now got a short leg in place instead of silly point. South Africans haven't put a foot wrong today. From winning the toss, they utilized the conditions perfectly, fielded, restricted India, and came out very positively, especially their captain Smith. He's now on 67 of just 69. Every now and then he just moves around the crease a bit, making space for himself, upsetting the bowler a bit. But it works very nicely. He's a very difficult customer to bowl at. Really can't keep him tied down at all. That's the straighter one, that's the top spinner. He's kept his patience. Hall, 16 of 49. No boundaries in the innings so far. That's the one that goes straight on the top spinner. He really hasn't needed to do anything silly because the runs are coming in any case. This is a great partnership. 89 they put on. They really just need 3 runs and over from here on. They've got all their wickets intact. So he's shown admirable patience.
.90 for no loss. .90 for no loss.
Just the one partnership between Kaif and Yuvraj. 81. Really nothing else there in that Indian card. And once they perished, there was nothing stopping the South Africans. And there's still nothing stopping them.
See Smith, he wants to just drive home the advantage now. He wants South Africa to win this game convincingly. So that will be a psychologically a big advantage when they go into Mumbai.
This was the real crucial one. The side winning this would then ensure that they don't lose the series. The big one. That is 4. Good use of the feet again. An aggressive hit. Well past the bowler before he could get down.
Yes, once again down the track in a flash. Nice follow through as well, beats the bowler, finds the fence. He's doing it on his own at the moment, Smith.
Nothing predictable about this man, Smith. The only thing that's predictable is that he's going to attack you all the time. He's going to keep putting the pressure on you every delivery. Single to end the over. It's 95 without loss after 21.
.95 for no loss. Smith doing it nicely and intelligently here. Harbhajan Singh continuing. Once again worked away on the onside. He's played the spin as well. I'll tell you more. Shiv Ramakrishnan is with Mike Hazen.
Thanks, Ravi. Yes, it has been an outstanding performance of Smith. The strike rate of 96.2 is really a superb performance. 75 of 78, 11 fours and a 6. But let's not forget Andrew Hall. It's uncharacteristic the way he's played, but gee, it's been a very good supporting role. Whipping that with the spin. Bit of scrambling in the end. Oh, and it's at the stumps, and Harbhajan's okay here. A bail in the mouth, by looks of things. I suppose it could have been worse and gone towards the eye, but looks like it's in the mouth. Yuvraj Singh it was.
Batsman safely home. Could have just done some damage to Harbhajan Singh. It's not serious though. Yeah, this has been a terrific partnership between these two, Smith and Hall. Smith dominating, in fact, was averaging 11 against India. And his best score of 48 before this one, coming in the first match in Hyderabad. And here, he's got a point to prove. 75 not out. Great opportunity to get a first ODI 100 against India and also lead his side home with a victory.
Don't count those chickens yet, Shiv.
So you reckon anything can happen from here? Is he?
Well, I think South Africa will know that this is where the dew's starting to take effect, and it's going to make it even more difficult for the spinners. I know that the other commentators have talked a great deal about that. So they've done the hard work up until here. I can't see the face of the game changing. And I think this has been a remarkable performance from South Africa, the way they've controlled this game. Of course, yes, Smith won the toss, which is a huge bonus, but they still had to follow through, and Pollock did that. Sniped them, did Pollock. 3 at the start. Just 2 off that over from Harbhajan Singh. 97 for no loss. Full strike rate throughout his career is somewhere around about 76. Strike rate today is 35. Doesn't sound much, but it's very, very valuable. 92 required at just over 3 1/4. They're cantering at the moment, South Africa.
Different situation here for the spinners, Harbhajan and Murali Karthik. Bowled extremely well, the two of them in Bangalore. But here, bowling under lights with the dew factor. No turn, no problems for the South Africans. They look very relaxed. Well on course.
Has that straightened enough? There's a big shout. No, according to umpire Jay Prakash.
Very close. Does get across Andrew Hall. And Did so on this occasion as well. Pitched in line, straightening, but you can never tell from the umpire's perspective. It was a long way forward. Maybe that created the element of doubt in the umpire's mind. And any doubt, you've got to give it to the batsman.
That's sliding leg side. Tell you what, it's awakened the crowd.
Yeah, some of them are leaving. Come back to your seats. It was certainly missed leg stump by a long way. But he's got Andrew Hall thinking, Murli Karthik here.
Spent the last half hour outside in the crowd. Gee, it's just an amazing atmosphere out there. About 100,000 people, except for those who have left, willing a wicket. As simple as that. Nice to see them, by the way, all, or most of them, clapping when Smith got 50. That's a maiden from Murli Karthik. 97 for no loss. Ten wickets remaining. That's the important part about that stat. 162 balls to face, 92 required. They've obviously seen themselves on the big screen. This has been a nice little addition as well. There's a little bit of a change in the batting order. Albi Morkel, who hits the ball a mile. He's got the skins on. Sweep up cow corner. He's the man that'll be in business, I should say, if Albi Morkel comes to the crease. Big screens that we've seen at all the grounds so far. It's actually a South African company which has produced them, shipped them over. They've been adopted, I believe, for the Test series coming up as well. It's nicely played by Andrew Hall. Almost 100 k's an hour, that ball from Holmesjohn, just under 98.
Getting a little murky here. Just a bit of haze as we can see the light shine. It's getting darker, of course. The sun's setting at 4:36 local time. I think the dew factor is just going to come into play. You see the haze in the air, hazy?
Well, it would be, wouldn't it? That was put down, I think. Certainly excitement from Harbhajan Singh. A delayed shot from Graham Smith, and drive it at first step has put it down.
Well, slower through the air. That's what foxed Graham Smith. 85 k's. The previous delivery, Graham Smith was beaten in the air, initially onto the front foot, then changing his shot, trying to run it down for a single. Yes, put down by Dravid. Normally the safest. Normally the safest pair of hands, but Rahul Dravid got up. He was moving in the direction of his left to try and cut out the single. But eventually, a chance gone down.
100 up now for South Africa with that shot from Graham Smith, but it could have been for one. And should have been for one at this level, I guess. Would have been a magnificent catch. But he does have good hands. It's good stuff as well from Mohammad Kaif. 100 for no loss. second block of 50 runs. Certainly slower than the first. That was when Smith was his belligerent best. 89 required.
He's got a wide range of shots, Graham Smith, a difficult player to bowl to. A severe square of the wicket on both sides against the faster bowlers. But against Harbhajan and Murali Karthik, he's gone straight down the ground with good effect.
I tell you what's quite interesting, Shiva, is the fact that both Murali Karthik and Harbhajan Singh are trying to get through the overs as quickly as possible. Neither of them are using a cloth to wipe the dampness off the ball. Yes, there are one or two fielders who have got little white tails, if you like. Down the track, squeezed it away on the leg side. Chases on, and the ball is going to win.
First one for Andrew Hall. He's batted there for 101 minutes, 60 deliveries, and then picks up a boundary. I think the fielder was unsighted, just clearing the man at short mid-wicket. Nobody in the deep. The shot was on. The ball's not turning a great deal. You see the white towels come out. The ball gets into the outfield from now on. Good supporting role by Andrew Hall.
Yeah, it's going to make it very tough for the bowlers now, the spinners, after that little visit to the boundary triangle. They will now be aware there won't be too much spin around, obviously, but also more importantly, because the ball is slippery, that they're going to get the odd four ball. The odd ball they can put away for a boundary. There we go. There's the one I was talking about. Short and wide, and snapped up for dinner.
A quick delivery this time from Murali Karthik. Very often when you do that, the leading shoulder drops early. The result of that, the ball dropped short, but it was a very good shot. Not too much width. He created the width, Andrew Hall. 9 runs. Good over for South Africa.
Rush of blood, couple of boundaries and one over from Hall.
Strike rate's gone up.
That's good tumbling stuff from Tendulkar. Also a little bit difficult when the ball is skipping across this greasy outfield.
The skipper's got a white tail, the white towel you were talking about. Sachin Tendulkar has some kind of problems. Was hit on the glove in the last match. The white towels to try the ball. Rahul Dravid. Then there is Virendra Sehwag with the white towel as well. He's at long on.
That's a big over for South Africa. A couple of boundaries from Hall, some singles from Smith. 11 from it. Nelson on the board for no loss. You can see with that white worm from India never really got out of the ground. Didn't poke its head out. It was trying to at the end, but then got smacked back on the top of the head and knocked down the ground. And of course it was under severe stress in the first 15 overs. South African one, the blue one, is now just starting to have a bit of a look around. I hope that these what would you call them? I was going to say vultures. The vultures are circling here. They're not going to snap up a worm or two. Oh, there's a bit of a swoop there. What would that be, Shiva?
One of the bird watchers sitting with me. Very popular bird watcher. Arunlal says kites. I'd have to go with him.
It's not a crow, is it? Oh no, he's the match referee.
Now it's neither Martin, nor Jeff, nor Russell.
That's outside the line.
Bruce Willis lookalike says no. Darren Harper. Waste of an appeal. Can't be given.
Tell you what, there certainly has been a bit of increased activity from these kites. Let's have a look and see what they're... oh, there you go. Oh, good catch. Got him. Tell you what, Shivy, you better stay in the commentary box, mate. You might be in trouble if they get out there. Slap that one away. It's gone very quickly and tied it up at cow corner.
Very flat as well. Took a little bit of time for Patan to pick it up in the deep. 98% the humidity today. And Andrew Hall is feeling a cramp or two. Tossed up trajectory. Harbhajan is trying everything to pick up a wicket.
Looks like Andrew Hall's in a little bit of trouble, actually. Got a cramp creeping in. He's done some work today. He's been out there for 6 minutes, over an hour. Also bowled 6 overs and 5 balls. And picked up 3 wickets. There's Dr. Mohammed Musaji capturing it on film.
Abdul Jabbar. That is nickname?
No, that's a physiotherapist. That's the doc, the hard-working doc, and he's got more work to do in the next couple of days, I think. 114 for no loss. To state the obvious, India need a wicket. Rahul Dravid has decided that it's time to rest one of the spin twins and bring back his opening bowler, right-handed right-arm bowler Agaka.
In fact, it was surprising that he started the attack with Ajit Agarkar this evening. Usually see Irfan Pathan start with the new ball, but it was Ajit Agarkar. Maybe one of the reasons was Ajit Agarkar was very successful against the Sri Lankans, bowling against Jayasuriya and Sangakkara, getting them out frequently. But here against Graham Smith wasn't successful. Pretty defensive field, 5 in the ring, saving single. Conventional, the rest in the deep.
That is a superb shot. Welcome back into the attack, Mr. Agaka.
Well, he's been outstanding, Graham Smith, with the bat. He's a man in good form, leading from the front. And he is seeing the ball very big indeed. 4 from the moment it left the bat. Don't bother running.
That's nicely timed as well. That's right off the bottom of the bat, but it's raced away for another boundary. Terrific drive from Smith. The ball is now coming onto the bat. It's skidding off the surface and coming on beautifully from the seamers.
Successive boundaries. One was good, the other one was even better. This time opening the face and getting it to the right of mid-off. The placement was excellent.
'89 not out, Graham Smith. He's got another one. Agaka back into the attack. 3 balls later, he's gone for 3 fours in a row, which takes Smith into the 90s.
That'll be a magnificent 100 when he gets there. 2 deliveries pitched up. It's back for a 4. typical fast bowler's reaction, marginally short. And he's looked in very good touch. He's not played a poor shot yet, and also brings up the highest partnership in Calcutta for the first wicket. Previous best by the late Ramalamba and Krishnamachari Srikanth against Pakistan way back in '89. It's taken them 16 long years.
Overstepping. He's going to have to bowl that one again. Graeme Smith has now become the highest South African captain with this score of 93 unfinished this stage against India, going past the late Hansa Cornier's 90 in Sharjah in 1996. So a couple of nice little records here for Smith. Who would have thought that with that stand of 127, knowing the way that Hall plays, that he wouldn't even be 30? It's timed that well also.
What a start to this over. Ajit Agarkar got for a new spell. Similar delivery. The first one presenting the full face of the bat. And the second one very similar, just opening the face of the bat a little bit. And he's an extremely difficult person to bowl to when in good touch. Graeme Smith. 14 fours and 1 6 in this innings.
Look at the highest scores among internationals at Kolkata. Srikanth. The match referee. Second bottom. 88 not out. Smith has gone above Aravind Silva, Mohammad Azharuddin and Brian Lara. He's got Tendulkar in his sights now, I'd imagine. And probably a few more on that list. 61 to win.
14 runs coming in this over. Graeme Smith, I can't believe it, Hazy, just brought it to my notice. Will be the first South African captain to get a one-day 100. And this is against India. No other South African captain has got 100 in one-day international against India. Come in very good time, this partnership. 26.4 overs.
Andrew Hall says, I want to join this party. Very good stuff by Harbhajan out there, sweeping back with a square on the offside. Good support from Patan as well, with a tag teamwork of ensured that 2 runs have been saved.
So talking about shifting gears, Andrew Hall has gone from 2 to 5. He's on overdrive now. Harbhajan Singh, good effort in the deep. Rudra Pratap, Irfan Pathan, beg your pardon, doing the retrieving act. He's going after the bowling. Andrew Hall,
16 off the over so far. This is the penalty ball. And it stays a dot ball, but that's a very, very good over. 130 for no loss now. Pretty much a standard wagon for Graeme Smith, although I have seen that reverse from time to time, and they've blocked the leg side, but 3/4 basically, correction, 2/3 basically leg side. Magnificent shot for 6 from Harbhajan Singh was the one red line. I think the pick of the boundaries might have been the second boundary we saw in that last over from Ajit Agarkar, the one that went through extra cover. Magnificently timed. required rate. Just 2.6 from here.
Now looking at the end, you would have to say that South Africa in a couple of departments have done exceptionally well. Not only did they win the toss and put India in and bowl well, they fielded magnificently. And also the running between the wickets between these two has been very good indeed.
I wonder how deflating it was for India today, losing the toss. We know that in these day-night games, the toss is going to be crucial. Nicely played by Hall. I think it was a bit of a double whammy today. Not only are we going to be able to bat against a wet ball, but also the conditions suited the South African seamers. And in particular, the assassin Pollock. He took care. He sniped 3 right at the start. So they had a severe advantage with the fall of the coin today, the visitors, as India did in Bangalore.
Well, it's been the case in this series. Win the toss and you win the game. And it's been a day game, one of them, in Hyderabad. And here conditions are going to be really difficult. We saw that last year, India versus Pakistan. India got 292 but lost with 1 over to spare. Pakistan got home very easily. .133 for no loss.
The equation. It's not too tough for South Africa from here. 96 not out is Graham Smith. In 2005 he's already hit 4 one-day international hundreds. He wants to. You probably heard the call through the stump mics. If you can hear anything here, he's coming back for the second. Does it easily, takes him now to 98.
Well, another aspect of Graham Smith's batting. He's got all the shots. He's got good temperament and his fitness. He's been on the field throughout the 46 overs India batted. And look at this.
Once one. Cleanly picked up. Moves to 99 now.
He'll remember this for a long, long time. The South African captain.
All hundreds this year. Wants one more to add another. Strike rate's very healthy as well. It's increased enormously this summer. Thought about it, decided against.
Well, Korea's strike rate about 78. Today is going at 98. If he continues the good form, with 78 would more or less become 90s very soon.
It's also the one thing that we're presuming he's going to get this extra run, but it's the one thing he hasn't done. He hasn't kicked on after getting good starts, particularly in the last little while. Hall advances. Oh, and it's through, and it's gone for 4. I would imagine that Andrew Hall was thinking at one stage, okay, that's all right. Just take the one so Smith gets on strike, but he gets bonus 3.
It's a no ball as well. But did Andrew Hall hear the no ball? Because he was charging the bowler. For a bit of work by Virendra Sehwag at mid-on. Yes, good call from Jayaprakash. Really is a crime for a spinner to be overstepping.
He'll be thinking 1.
48 more required, Hazy.
Right now he just wants to get Smith back on strike. That's the sort of player that Andrew Hall is. There's 2 balls left in this over. Let's hope he can count. Doesn't take that single off the last ball. He's launched it, gone over the top, hasn't got everything, but again it's going to run away for a boundary. Couple of boundaries again for Hall in this over. Again, it's a huge over as well.
Well, it took him 101 minutes to get his first boundary, and in the next 20 minutes, he's got 4. Realizing they're in a position where they cannot lose this one, South Africa. Andrew Hall taking the attack to the Indians.
He won't be thinking one now. Oh, yes, he is. He's retained the strike. 13 runs from the over. A couple of big blows from Hall. 146 for no loss. Smith on 99, not on strike. Hall's on strike at the moment on 41. Outside the line in the commentary box to entertain you for the next half hour, Ravi Shastri and Robin Jackman.
Well, we'll do our very best. Thank you, Michael. It would be very hard to entertain you at home as much as Graham Smith is. Oh, leading edge. South Africa like a juggernaut at the moment, unforgiving and relentless.
A very professional approach to it. What they really want here is the way they're playing is to win in emphatic fashion, so that they go into Bombay psychologically with a huge edge.
That'll bring Smith on strike. 99 he has. I must confess, Ravi, this crowd here at Eden Gardens has amazed me in as much as their appreciation of good cricket. They've applauded the South Africans when they've hit boundaries, and so often it goes a bit quiet when the opposition hits a 4.
They love their cricket here. They like to see good competitive cricket, and today South Africa has dominated. And from Smith's point of view, it's always a great feeling to get 100 on this ground. The stadium will erupt. There's still about 90,000 people inside the ground, and he deserves this 100. He's batted magnificently. Positive from the outset.
That's it. He hits it for 4, immediately raises his arms. The ground are on their feet. It's remarkable scenes, but a remarkable innings. His 5th one-day international century at exactly a run a ball. 103 off 103. Brings up the 150 as well. And Ravi, you have seen an awful lot of one-day centuries from the likes of Tendulkar and other high-class players. I think Graham Smith's shot selection in this particular innings, can't fault it. I think it's one of the better centuries I've seen.
Commanding innings. That's the way to put it. He's not given the Indian bowlers any hope whatsoever. He's dominated from the outset. He's got the boundaries at will. He's hit a 6 as well against the spinners. And like I said earlier, a commanding innings. has put South Africa in the driver's seat now. 151 for no loss. And what a feeling it must be for him to get 100 in front of such a massive crowd. It must be a massively huge occasion for him.
Certainly is. Bit of a shed collapse for India.
Andrew Hall, he's done well to hang in there. Struggled a bit with his timing. But he's not lost his concentration. He's kept company with his captain.
No doubt these two are saying to themselves, come on, we're not going to let number 3 get in here. We're going to win this. We're going to win it in a dominating manner. Time early on, wasn't there, when Andrew Hall just looked as if he was getting frustrated, although his team were doing fine, because Smith was all over the place up the other end. Just hung in. And now he's got into the act. He's on 43. It's the end of the over. 153 without loss. Albeit that Graham Smith has scored 65% of his runs on the leg side. He's hit 14 boundaries, 6 of which have been on the offside, 8 on the leg side. He really is becoming quite a complete player.
Yes, when he first started, he was predominantly onside. He looked to work the ball, close the face of the blade early. And he's worked on his all-round game. He's a good cutter now, good puller.
Over.
And he's improved his batting against spin as well. The way he uses his feet, the positions he gets into to work the ball on the onside. And the pace at which he scored today, without improvising too much, just playing proper cricketing shots. He's put every bad ball away to the boundary.
The only time I saw him improvise was when Agaka ran into bowl, and Agaka didn't let go of the ball. And by then, Smith had already moved up the wicket and onto off stump, as it were. And otherwise, he stood there and played virtually every ball on its merit, and that's 4 more on the offside for him.
And there's example of what I was saying, the way he's improved his cricket against the spinners as well. Here he's beaten in the flight, but he holds his position, knows exactly where he wants to hit the ball, and plays it late and gets it into the gap. You can see he just waits on it. Very fine innings this.
Well, it's good fielding. A very sweetly timed stroke.
Well, he wants to finish this game in a hurry.
Graham Smith will keep strike. South Africa need 30 to win. 160 without loss. 29 then to win South Africa. That's tucked away as well. That'll be 4 more. Ball boys converging on it. Both of them falling over.
Well, his placement right through this innings has been faultless. And once again, it's not all that bad a delivery, but just plays it late, knows where the open spaces are.
Over the top of mid-off. Smith is in such control. That's his highest score in one-day internationals. And what a place to do it.
Once again, the footwork positive, assured, he knows what he's doing. He goes late as well. What a time to get his highest score. The team's level in the one-day series, and this will put South Africa in front.
Well, they blocked one. New gloves required, or dry gloves anyway. Once again, a chase to the boundary. This time it will be hauled in.
Yes, from the Indian point of view, Robin, it'll be interesting to see if they can bounce back from here. This is a drubbing. They've got just 2 days to go to pick themselves up for the next game in Mumbai. It's not impossible. We've seen teams bounce back. It's going to be a test of character.
Doing more work. 2 more. Yeah, Rabia. What would you have done differently today if you'd have been in charge of the Indian team?
Very little. You'd have hoped for wickets with the new ball, probably bowled a fuller length with the new ball. That's about it. I think South Africa had not given India a chance once they took those early wickets. That's when Pollock bowled beautifully in that first spell.
There we go, 172 without loss. Graham Smith now joins Chris Srikanth as the highest scorer in the history of one-day internationals at Eden Gardens.
Yes, I saw Srikanth making that innings. That was a brilliant innings as well. 123, where he smashed Pakistan all around this Eden Gardens. India ended up on the losing side though, and Salim Malik playing an outstanding innings.
Was that game that they chased down 298?
Yes, and at one stage needed 12, 13 and over to win in the last 7 or 8, and still won the game.
Taken, but it's a wide. It's 15 required then. This would go down should South Africa not lose a wicket. One of the heavier defeats, I would think, that India have suffered.
Yes, they've just not been given a chance. It is a big defeat when you lose in a one-day game by 10 wickets or 9 wickets. It's only fair to say that there was only one side on the park that day.
And basically 20 overs, 15. It looks like they'll win by 15 overs here, and 5 that India didn't bat. And you throw all that in the pot. It's a big worry for the man on screen. Go down as Mr. Bad Day at the office. He's got a smile on his face.
I think very important you see the lighter side of it as well. So, okay, we've been outplayed today, but in 3 days' time, it's a different game, new day. 176 for no loss. Is it Bagari here?
Just 13 runs required then. Irfan Pathan back into the attack, and Harun Lal joining me in the commentary box as Ravi Shastri goes to prepare for the post-match presentations. Harun, this is a hammering.
Comprehensive indeed it is, Robin. Probably leave a scar right down the middle. It's only if they achieve this, it will only be the 4th time that India would have lost by 10 wickets. So that's going to be a huge psychological blow as well. It would be the 2nd time, I'm told, against South Africa. Once before, South Africa were chasing 164 and got it at no loss in Sharjah. Here's another man who needs to pick his game up.
It's pulled away. There is a man back there, so it will just be one.
Lots to think about for the Indians. How to stop this big man being number 1 in their thought processes at the moment. He's almost unstoppable. If you don't get him early, he just takes the game away from you. He's so positive. Very brisk in every sense of the word. Had a wonderful time.
So ahead of balls faced, 125 from 119. Ball on 46 now. Like to see him go to a half century before this game is over. He's played his part.
Andrew Hall has to be complimented as well. He's kept his patience. He didn't have to go after the bowling. The runs were coming in the partnership at the more than the adequate requirement. And then once he got settled, he also opened up. He's now on 47, inside of a well-compiled 50.
Another beautiful drive from Smith, beating mid-off with sheer power.
Awesome power. He sort of tended to move back, making space for himself, stayed outside that leg stump and just thumped it. Nobody could move. That was enormous power. Vicious indeed.
And that's beaten mid-on. And we'll go away for 4 more. What a player. 187 without loss. Just 2 to win. Hall on 47. Smith has now become the 8th highest scorer in internationals. He was the highest by South African against India at the moment, equaling Gary Kirsten, 133 not out in Johannesburg in 2001. There's a huge appeal from Linda Shovak, and a little nod on the head. Here's Hall looking to hit a 4. He can go back over the bowler's head. So he needs a 4. He's only going to get 1. So there's a very good chance he'll finish 48 not out.
Unless he plays 4 dot balls, the South Africans are rejoicing. They can't lose from here. They've ensured that. Here's one person who's not.
Saving 1 now. Is he going to go along the ground? Or is he going to go over the top? In the 36th over. That's it. 2-1 South Africa. And a simply outstanding performance from the man in picture a moment ago, Graham Smith. The captain of South Africa got it right all along. Won the toss, his bowlers did the job for him, and he in turn did it for them.
This has been a command performance by South Africa. Didn't put a foot wrong. They won the toss, and they really made the Indians pay. Right up front, 3 wickets to Pollock, and they just couldn't quite get over that initial stumbling block. Drooping shoulders, the Indians have just received a drubbing. Coming in and chasing 189, done it without loss. And this is only the 4th time that the Indians have suffered such a huge defeat. First time at home that they've been beaten by 10 wickets.
It's just been one way the whole way downhill for India. Almost from the moment that they lost the toss. I don't think the toss had as big an effect as a 10-wicket victory attached to it. There was a little bit of grass on the pitch. Pollock bowled particularly well. In fact, the South African seamers, by and large, all bowled pretty well. Indian seamers, when they got the chance with the new ball, didn't bowl well enough. And that's a little bit on the short side, as Ravi Shastri was saying earlier, which allowed Smith to get away with some boundaries. Not to get away with them, get the innings away with some boundaries. You can see how delighted he is and how delighted his team is for him. It means that South Africa cannot lose this series, and it does, as has been muted already, take them into the final game, Mumbai, on Monday with a